developers, my name is Brendan Gurzy, and today I'll be demonstrating to you this nice, neat little static mesh particle effect that I made from a tutorial. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So for this basic kind of particle effect, I took a little bit of some borrowed contents from the basic content examples here in Unreal. I chose to take one of their static meshes for one of their cow models and kind of have a little bit of fun with it. So the final result here is kind of like this randomization spawning of like little randomly colored cows that could just kind of like pop in, get a little bit of a shoot up, and then just fall straight back down to earth. Kind of simple like that. So a couple things to note on how to actually make this. So starting off, added a data type to give it to change it to a mesh type emitter instead of your typical sprite emitter for starters. Here's where I put in the small cow static mesh. Um, Same goes for here. Kind of changed up the material itself, things like that. So changed over to so I basically just made a copy of the cow material and kind of made a few changes so that way I could edit it here in Cascade. Which I'll go ahead and go into real quick. So over here, we took the material and we swapped out the base color for particle color. Um, the reason for this is so if I go over here to my initial color, here we go. Alright, so I put in the initial color module to allow me to go between a value of 0 and 1. So this is how I'm able to make just randomly colored cows as they spawn. One thing to note here is that some other changes that I did was I multiplied the spot color and the particle color. This was to ensure that I didn't accidentally color over the spot itself, so that I would keep it that nice consistent kind of darkish brown color that we got going here. Um, but aside from that, getting the rest of this is pretty straightforward. I use a sphere in order to, kind of lay out how it's going to spawn. So everything, all these little cows here spawn within the radius of the sphere. Um, I kind of gave them an initial mesh rotation just so they can be kind of randomly rotated all over the place. With basic 1 and -1, pretty straightforward. For constant acceleration, I gave it about -400. That way it's got a nice slow fall to Earth. Kind of resembles like debris randomly spawning, things like that. And lastly, I put in like a little bit of a actor collision. That way, obviously the particles don't fall through our floor. And also gives it a nice little bounce effect, which we'll see here in a second. So let me go over to landscapes. So yeah, as you can see here, pretty basic, straightforward. They start off at one specific point, they'll hit the ground, bounce up a little bit, and then they'll despawn. So one thing I kind of had to change between that and the tutorial was the fact that let me see, let me go over to actor collision. So the way they did the dampening factors kind of changed between the Unreal 4.7 and obviously 4.20, which is the current version that I'm using. So I had to do a little bit of playing with math to kind of get it to get a nice simple bounce effect, but overall I'm pretty satisfied with the final result. So yeah, so we got like a nice little stack mesh of bouncing toy cows. Alright, well, I think that ends this video.